Here with you today for a review of the Seiko SKX007, just most commonly known as the Seiko 200-meter diver. As you can see, my hands are a little bit modified here. There's a blue plunger minute hand and a white plunger hour hand. These were done by Harold at Yaboki's. I actually ordered the watch from him in this configuration. First of all, let me just say that I can't recommend him enough. He was absolutely awesome to deal with. So I just wanted to say that before I started here. This watch did ship on the typical Seiko Z22 rubber. Let me pull this off real quick. And I just am not a huge fan of that wave strap, so I pulled it off almost immediately. So we'll go here without the strap for just a second. So a typical Seiko screw-down case back. It's got the Tsunami logo. 4 o'clock crown, as you can see here. And let's check the bezel out real quick. So as you can see there, it's pretty solid. No issues at all. It's again very, very well built, solid, and it clicks to each marker. I think it's somewhere in the neighborhood of 160. I haven't actually counted, but it would appear so. It comes with these nice fat Seiko spring bars. Something I really like about Seiko. And as you can see here, it's a pretty thin watch. I'm not going to say it's like dress watch thin. The bezel definitely makes it stand up off your wrist a little bit. But it's a thinner watch. Real quick, here'll be a quick demo of a Zulu strap in the middle here. This is a Zulu, as you can see. The difference between this and a NATO. Same principle. You just put the end of the strap down behind the 12, and then line the watch up to where you want it on your wrist, and then pull it back up through the 6 o'clock side, and pull it tight. And I just kind of messed that up a little bit, but you get the general idea. So I just happen to think that the NATOs and Zulus look a lot better on this watch than the actual rubber strap does. You can see there, it's just got a little bit more of a diver look than on that goofy looking rubber strap. This does use Seiko's 7S26, and you can see here the second hand's pretty smooth, 21,000 beats per hour. So it's going to be a little bit more notchy than, say, a Rolex. It's the same movement that runs in an Orange Monster. So it looks just about like that second hand. But this one keeps incredible time for me. I'd say, I think I checked the last couple days, it was off by about 5 seconds a day while I was wearing it. And I haven't checked while I was sitting in the drawer, so I'm not sure at rest. But, gains about 5 seconds on your wrist, so not bad at all. It does have a Hardlex crystal, which, as you can see here, it's just a little bit domed, if that's going to come through. Which, the reason a lot of companies use a domed crystal is because it makes it a lot easier to see underwater. Flat crystals tend to turn into mirrors underneath the surface of the water, so most dive watches you see do have a curvature in the crystal. Again, it is Hardlex. Yaboki's offers the Sapphire for a very reasonable price here. I wouldn't be concerned at all to pick one up. One of the other great things for me about most all of these Seiko watches is just the total availability for aftermarket parts. As you can see here, just the hands are changed, but Harold Yaboki's has an entire website full of dials, cases, hands, date wheels, whatever you want to do to your watch, he can make it happen. And this is probably the most commonly modded Seiko diver. You can get any hundreds of numbers of parts for this watch, for any parts you'd like to change, including even like the chapter rings inside. I'll go ahead and light the Lume up real quick, and it doesn't really take very long on this. One thing a lot of people have asked when they saw the written review is how the Yaboki's modified hands hold up against the Seiko Lume compound that's on the markers. The tinting is a little bit different. They're a little more green, but they do stay lit for almost as long, which is really impressive. I did not expect that at all. And I trusted Harold when I sent the watch off, but I kind of figured I would be a little bit unhappy with the hands, but I was not at all. Turns out they're excellent. So let's kill the lights real quick. And it looks like on the video you can't hardly even tell they're different colors. So tell you what, here I'll move the hands a little bit so you can see the hour hand. That's kind of cheating. The hour hand didn't really get much of a flashlight shot there. So let me screw the crown back in, and I'll hit it again with the flashlight. But again, this is a typical Seiko watch. you're not going to be disappointed if you are one of the people that likes to look at the Lume pictures like me before you buy a watch. So you can see there, that was just a couple seconds. Okay, it's a little more apparent there. The minute hand and hour hand are just a little bit different hue of green. But like I said, they do stay lit for almost the same period of time as the markers. So you really couldn't ask much more than that. I mean, with how cool they look and having Lume that almost matches, you know, it's a pretty good, solid deal there. This Lume's not quite as good as what's on the Sawtooth. If you want to check out the Sawtooth video, it's probably the longest lasting Seiko Lume that I've got. But this one's not bad. It'll stay lit like this for another hour or so. If I had done that flashlight for 5 minutes, it would glow all night, no problem. So I guess that's about it for this one. Let me just say one more time before I quit here. If you have any modifications you'd like to be, thinking about doing on one of your Seikos, you need to check out Yaboki's. I'm going to put his information in the details link of this video. He's worth the time and effort. You have to ship the stuff over to Hong Kong, or maybe Singapore, I can't remember. But you either have to buy it from him or ship it over there. But it's worth the time. He's an amazing, amazing watchmaker, and I'll be returning to him for business, that's for sure. So that's it for today, and I will see you guys next time.